In this lecture, we are going to install npm on a Mac. The process is actually different from installing npm on Windows. That's why I'm doing a different lecture for this. So the first thing that we want to do is to actually install Homebrew. If you are on a Mac and you don't already know what Homebrew is, you can just do a simple Google search to see what Homebrew is. All right, so type Homebrew on Google. All right, so this is the missing package manager for Mac OSs. Why it is easy for us to just download the installer from the npm website and then install it on our Mac, it is recommended that we actually use something like Homebrew, which is a package manager for Mac. So the first step is for us to actually install Homebrew. So you can see the command here. Just going to copy this, and then on the terminal we are going to paste that command and then hit enter. Okay, so we're going to follow the prompt to actually install Homebrew. So right here it is telling us that the script we install the following. Okay, so we are just going to hit enter, and then we are going to enter our root password. Okay, so this is going to install Homebrew on our Mac. Alright, so once the installation of Homebrew finishes, okay, so the next step now is for us to just run a command, say brew update, to ensure that we have the latest version. Okay, so it says brew already up to date. So next we are going to say brew install node. Okay, so this may take some time to download and install. Okay, so let's see if it was installed properly. Node-v, and then we see the version of node that was installed. Type npm-v, see the version of npm that was also installed. Okay, so I'm going to clear the terminal. Alright, so our next step now will be to install npm. So before you do that, ensure that you've already added the package.json file. Alright, so let me just cut that file. Okay, so ensure that you have actually added the package.json file, otherwise you're going to get an error. So we're going to say npm install. So on a Mac, we may need to use the sudo command along with this. So we're going to say sudo npm install. Okay, so this may take some time to install. Alright, so you may see some errors on the screen. Just ignore them and let the installation continue. Alright, the installation was completed. Alright, so if you see here that there is a package-lock.json file that was added for us, usually this file is added when npm modified the npm modules tree or the package.json file. So let's try to view that file, package-lock. So bottom line is, if you are committing your project to a repository, you need to actually commit this file, package-lock.json. Okay, so let's do an ls. Right here you can see that we have the node modules folder. So our next step is to actually install goop. So I'm going to say sudo npm install. We want goop, and then we also want bower. We want it globally. Alright, so we have now succeeded to install goop and bower globally. Okay, so now if we type in goop-v, should be able to see the version of goop. And then if we type in bower-v, should also be able to see the version of bower that was installed. In the next lecture, we are going to pull in the front-end responsive framework that we'll be using for the e-commerce website.